What's going on, guys? I am Toxic Jordan. Welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be taking down Super GOGETA's Super Easy A here. Very, very exciting stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at the missions real quick here. Alright, so obviously we have our typical clear it with three Easy Aid characters on the team. And then it looks like our category restriction this time around is planetary destruction. And then our time limit is 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay. Perfect. And then obviously we know that this Easy A stage is weak to movie bosses, so that is perfect. All right, so the team that I went ahead and built is right here. So this is mostly planetary destruction here, and then obviously all movie bosses. Now I had the Int Janemba selected because, you know, as per usual, the way that they set up these, you know, dual Dokkan Fest Easy A's is that they're like strong against each other, right? So you can use the Janemba one on the Gogeta one and the Gogeta one on the Janemba one. They're both on the correct categories for that. Because we're doing the Gogeta one first, I'm actually going to take off the Int Janemba since he isn't yet, you know, fixed up to be very strong with his Super Easy A. But that is definitely, I wanted to leave him on the team there just so that people know it's an option. If you are struggling to create a team build here, then you can rely on the Int Janemba and just go do the Gogeta event first. Or go do the Janemba event first, that way you can Super Easy A Janemba and then add him to the team to make it a little bit easier for you to get Gogeta. We are going to be doing the opposite, though. Doing the Gogeta one first to make it easier for us to get Janemba. Alright, so yeah, this team is looking pretty strong to me. Let's go ahead and jump in and see how we do here. Alright, all three of these characters are capable of going in slot 1, so I think what I'll do in the interest of time is we'll go ahead and transform Broly just so he can start doing damage, and then, yeah, I guess we'll just let Beerus get hit up front, grab all these for Broly, we can get all these for Frieza, awesome, there we go. Yeah, in the interest of, like, doing the most damage possible, this makes the most sense to me. It is kind of wild, though, that we had 2 units that had 90% damage reduction on this first turn, and we opted to put neither of them in slot 1, right? But obviously, the name of the game is to do as much damage as possible, so it made sense to put Beerus in slot 1 so he could get those stacks by taking those hits. And then, obviously, transforming with this Broly is smart because he can't even attack until you've transformed him, right? Unfortunately, he is not an Easy Aid character. I tried my best to put a lot of Easy Aid characters on here. If we're unable to get the 5 minute and 20 second mission done, we might end up switching off a character or two, this Frieza being chief among them. Because remember that any Easy Aid characters we have on here are going to be have the benefit of doing added damage. So yeah, even with type advantage, this Frieza is just hitting like a water bottle. Not very hard at all. Yeah, that's probably gonna hurt us for the mission here. Yeah, because, oh man, I just realized, like, Cell Max isn't Easy Aid either. Let's go ahead and get the domain up. Yeah, I did bring a lot of strong units, but as far as speed is concerned, you're usually better off just using, Easy Aid units rather than, like, the newest Dokkan Fest LRs and stuff like that, right? So yeah, we probably will have to change up the team. We'll see. We also got pretty bad rotations because our hardest hitting Broly was on, you know, an off rotation just now. In the 7th slot, so we're not even going to get to see him for the first time until turn 3, which definitely hurts our damage output. Because, you know, he is the one LR on our team that is actually Easy. Well, Janemba is too, but Janemba also has type disadvantage, so he's probably not going to be doing a ton in the way of damage here, right? So this next turn should be really good. We do have Broly's domain up, and then we have 2 more Broly cards coming up here, one of which who is transformed, so we are going to be able to link them side by side even though they have the same name. So that should be pretty good. I guess we'll just go ahead and put Beerus in slot 1 again to finish stacking up, and then we'll put the 2 Brolys side by side after that. See how that does for us. Okay, yeah, so Cell Max, obviously he's the man, normally, but here, yeah, that's just not cutting it. That is really not enough damage. I think we're probably just going to have to suffer through having our leaders not be Easy Aid, just so we can get the 200% team going, and then we're going to have to make sure that all the other units on the team are Easy Aid, unfortunately, I think is probably what we're going to need to do. But again, yeah, we're about 3.5 health bars down. Yeah, it's unlikely that we're gonna like finish it here. I would imagine we need to like finish it in this turn or the next turn at the very least in order to you know, in order to get the mission cleared. So we'll see, we'll see. Still just moving as quickly as I can here through all of it. Okay, let's see how this turn is. Beerus should be looking pretty nasty at this point. Okay, yeah, 13.9. We'll definitely take that. There we go. Yeah, see, he's just doing astronomically more being an easy aid character, right? And the same is going to be true for this Broly. Yeah, so, oh man, see, imagine if we had him on turn 1 as well. That would have been a lot more damage, and then we definitely would be KOing on this turn here, right? So yeah, I think that is definitely going to be the secret to getting that mission done. And this is another one of those things, right, where guess who is another easy aid character that could go on here would be the Int Super Janemba, right? But obviously because it's an easy A stage, you can't use any characters with the exact same name. So we would have to pull off the physical Janemba, who is another technically easy aid character. It just hurts that he does have type disadvantage. He's not really doing that much damage for us. And I guess with how strong defensively this team is in general, we don't really need to worry about having like good slot 1 units and stuff, right? We've got plenty of that to go around. But obviously, you know, our other 2 slot 1 units that we got here, wow, it's kind of like the entire team is slot 1. So you have the physical Janemba, who's slot 1. Cell Max can go slot 1 for sure, especially after you give him like 1 turn of buildup and his defense is over 1,000,000. The AGL Golden Frieza starts out with 90% damage reduction, so he's a good slot 1. Then you have the movie boss's Carnival LR Tech Broly that we use as our friend lead. He has 90% damage reduction before you transform him, so he can go slot 1. And just funny. And then Beerus, obviously, is really good in slot 1 with all the damage reduction. Oh, did we end up getting it done? I didn't even notice if we were actually below the 520. We were. Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't expect to get it that easily. I mean, I guess 5 minutes is a long time. You know, usually you do get the opportunity for like 5 or 6 turns. So I guess that worked out that we didn't get a lot of additional attacks and stuff to slow us down, right? Okay, well, easy peasy. I guess I didn't have to change anybody out after all. So there we go. That was Super Gogeta's Super Easy A done there. All of our missions cleared. I am pretty excited for this card. Really quick, I just want to go and take a look at his card details. We'll make a few comments about him, and then we'll wrap up. Okay, so we've got his passive pulled up here, post Super Easy A. I am very curious about this kit. This is one of those kits that's like kind of hard for me to tell whether it's gonna be relevant or good or not until we actually like apply it in game. So the thing that scares me about this kit is this portion right here. For every attack performed, he's getting some additional defense, which is nice, but then damage reduction rate 10% within the turn, up to 30%. And this is as he performs attacks, which means it already implies he's probably not going to be a slot 1 unit, which is totally fine. But yeah, that does make me a little bit nervous because I feel like they do overrate this ability. The biggest example of that in history is the Int Evolution Blue Vegeta, the 6th anniversary LR. Before he had his Easy A that he has now, he had this exact same ability, and it very, very quickly just became not enough, to the point where when you were, you know, putting him in whatever slot to try and get him the damage reduction hit, you know, first, that very first hit that he would take with no damage reduction on him would just be way too much damage that you're receiving, and then it's only going down by a minuscule amount because you're only gaining the 10% damage reduction at a time, and then it just caps at 30, and it's, you know, if it was like 10 and then 50 and then 80% damage reduction or something, then it would be worth to take the damage on that first hit, because then you just become invincible right after, right? But with only going up to 30%, I don't think that that's going to be too insane. So basically, I'm just hoping that I guess he does have enough other defensive capability in his kit, right? Like, I guess what's his base? Well, we're not going to know his base defense stat until after I Super Easy A him. Or I mean, it is very low right now, like very, very low. If we're taking a look here. Oh, well, I guess that's just the base. Yeah, maybe. Wait, hold on. Just because I'm viewing the card that I haven't yet awakened, I don't know if it shows different stats. Okay, yeah. So it is a little bit higher. That was just like the base stat of when you first pull him, right? Okay, makes sense. But even on top of the 12k defense, so he's getting the 200%, an additional multiplicative 100% here. That is just attack. Okay, so this is going to be big. It seems like this right here is going to be a really huge part of his kit. For every rainbow key sphere obtained with the additional 50% defense, especially before you're able to get this portion built up and get this additional defense here, you are absolutely going to need this right here. And then also he's getting a lot more defense when there's an extreme class enemy. So if there is a super class enemy, he only has the great chance of guarding instead of the guaranteed guards. And then he doesn't get that extra defense. So I think that selecting a lot of rainbow orbs is going to be really, really key for making this guy not look like a fish. Obviously, because he has all of the same attack things applied to his kit and some additional attack things on top of that, he is definitely going to be hitting very, very, very hard. I won't be surprised to see this guy upwards of like 30 million attack stats pretty easily, right? But yeah, the defense part is what I'm really worried about here with him. So yeah, that's basically everything that I wanted to comment on with this guy. Let me know which of the two new Super Easy A's you're more excited for. For me personally, I think it's the Janemba, but I am excited to, you know, throw this guy on a team and see how he fares. All right, well, that is going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out the links in the description below, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.